Hey guys! So we're teaching them 4 of the 8 languages that we know, which is pretty high still. He sleeps overnight. Thank you. You know, starts to take off his clothes. Shower, shower. What are you doing, buddy? So he's been doing pretty well. He knows how to pick up things when he drops things on the floor, and like now.
I felt your heartbeat, felt your mouth breathe, but it's not real. We were close to see the sun, but clouds got in our way, and
today. Welcome back to our channel. I thought I'd bring a little bit of cuteness today. I have Franco here with me, and we're going to do, if he allows me. Will you allow me, Baba? Oh, he sees the computer. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe to join our channel, and make sure after you hit that red subscribe button down there that you hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time that we upload a video. Otherwise, I hope all is going well wherever you are in the world. And today I'm doing a special segment. I'm actually going to be talking to you about Franco and his growth, his milestones, and he's a pretty intelligent boy, and he's actually here with me. You just are not seeing him because he's feeding. So I wanted to keep you guys updated. So Franco has been doing pretty well. He's passed the, here he goes, hold on. Franco darling. Franco darling. You excited to say hi to everybody? He's right here. Look at everybody here. So he's passed the 1-year mark, and he's doing pretty well. He's a very intelligent boy. We play hide and seek. By 9 months he knew how to do cleanup. He knows cleanup time. He knows the cleanup time song. Okay, I might have to move back here so that he can... Okay. Yeah. Anyway, as I was telling you, just before I continue, I want to kind of compare him a little, not compare him, but sort of like tell you the difference between him and Sarah. He's much more, she's feisty, and she's always been feisty, but his energy levels are crazy high. He's a climber. He climbs everywhere. With Sarah, she was more independent. Like, her independence level was way higher than Franco's in terms of spending time alone. Franco is a mama's boy. He wants to be held. He's very independent too, but he needs me more than she did. So she was very willing to spend a lot of time, you know, by herself, where, even if I walk out of her room. Whereas with Franco, unless he's completely, focused on what he's doing, if I walk out of a room, it's screaming. He wants me to hold him. They're both touch babies, but he's a super touchy baby. Yeah, so I wrote down a bunch of things so that I wouldn't forget. One thing is that he's slightly speaking. He understands. So we're teaching them 4 of the 8 languages that we know, which is pretty high still. But yeah, and their dominant language right now is English. But they understand Mayangna, they understand Swahili, they understand Spanish, and we're gonna keep it at that 4. The other day I was talking to somebody and I was like, oh yeah, we're just teaching them 4. And he looked at me and I was like, oh, I realized what I just did. I just said just 4, which is a lot. Just imagine people out there who think in different languages. By the time you're speaking 2 languages, that's a feat, because you have to process information in 2 languages. You have to, if just speaking English alone, it's already hard to sometimes communicate your thoughts. So you can imagine, like for them, they're trying to communicate in 4 different languages, and we want them to do that. And we know that they'll be slower in terms of learning, but once they hit that 4-year mark or so, they will hit the ground running because they'll have 4 languages on their hands, guys. So we're sort of equipping them for the future, you know. And you know, Spanish, English, we're not doing French right now, we're not doing Brazilian, Portuguese right now. We'll save some of those languages for later and actually give them a choice whether they want to learn it or not. He's very cheeky. He has this side smile, especially when he's done something naughty. And if I have a picture, I'll insert it right about now. But yeah, he's very charming, and he's very intelligent. Like, he knows when he's doing something wrong because he smiles at you and then he takes off. And that also leads me to my next point, which is he is extremely are you looking into my stuff? He's extremely playful. Just like Sarah, he's very much into electronics. You know, the phones, he knows how to operate them, how to swipe. He's been doing that for a couple of months now. He's 12 months. Sarah actually knew at a year and at how many months? Like 14 months. She realized that I changed the code to my iPhone, and so what she did is that she realized, oh, the way that mommy unlocks her phone now is through her fingerprint. And so she waited until I was falling asleep at some point, and I found her. I actually woke up to her using my thumb to open the phone. And it just boggles me how intelligent they are. And I know all parents say that, but I just want to talk about things. I cannot say that I was doing that at my age, also because cell phones were not something that, they were not available during my time as a baby. But anyway, he knows what remotes are for. He's been knowing that for months. The other day I was sitting down and I was filing his nails. And what does he do? He holds my finger steady and starts to file my nail. And I was trying to take pictures because my phone was close of him doing that, but I wasn't able to. But how amazing is that, guys? That very quickly too, you know, a lot of the things he just observes once or twice, and he knows exactly what to do. I think I told you guys that he's a climber. He's a climber. We blocked things. In fact, in our kitchen space, we never had to do this with Sarah, but we've had to do this with Franco because he's everywhere. So we've put gates near the front door, gates on both entrances of the kitchen, because we need to stop him from going places and touching things. And like Sarah, when we didn't even have to do that, even if we left her alone, you know, when she was a year and a half, we didn't have to worry about things like that. She knew not to go there. But he's a little bit more daring. So yeah, he has that daring nature in him. He also climbs very thin spaces, like the railing of a crib. He can stand there without falling on very thin surfaces. He balances, which makes me think we should maybe get him into gymnastics at some point because he's very strong. He lifts. We found him that when we've forgotten something on the floor that's heavy, we've actually found him balancing, holding it, you know, like lifting it up effortlessly. And so he's strong, you know, he's very strong. Our master bed is pretty high, and we, you know, Papa, it's just Ethan. He's seeing Ethan is in his crate right now. If you guys don't know who Ethan is, yeah, my nephew is called Ethan, but our cat is also called Ethan, but spelled differently. We tried to take things away. He'd bring things close to the bed and use them as stools to climb up on the bed. Like I told you, our bed is pretty high. And then when we took everything away, he realized that if he opens one of the drawers of our night table, that he can use that as a stepping stool. And so he started using that. And now he's so strong that he doesn't even need anything. He just uses his hands, lifts himself up, and he's up. You know, on the night, he's up onto the night table and then up onto our bed. So his balancing abilities are pretty high. I think I told you that he knows how to play hide and seek. He understands the concept of hiding, and when it's time to look for, let's say if we're playing with Sarah, and you know, I ask him, where's Sarah? He'll go exactly where she is, and he'll find her, and he'll actually point to where she is or lift the blanket that she's hiding under. So that's another milestone there. He's been walking since he was 10 months. Yeah, so that's pretty. Papa, they want to see you. They want to see you. You don't want to say hi to them. He's crazy. Anyway, so he's getting fidgety, he's a little bit sleepy, so I'm going to try and do this pretty quickly so that I can take him to bed. So he also knows which bags belong to which one of my sisters. I think that's pretty intelligent. So when people are getting ready to leave, like my mom was here, my sisters were here, he actually pointed to their bags as they were standing, and then he points at the gate, like, you know, go, it's time for you to go. So he knows that, which I find very interesting and actually quite amazing. He also knows things that are dirty and he calls them caca, and he knows that when I find him doing something or taking something that he's not supposed to take and put in his mouth, he'll take it out and say caca. He loves cleanup. So every night before we go to bed, him and Sarah, we sing the cleanup song, and we clean up. And he's known this for a while. Since he was 9 months, he was watching us put things into baskets and things, and he's been doing it even when he was crawling. So that's something that he's known for a while. Guys, the trick is to get kids to that point, you have to be willing to be an example, and to be willing to, they're not gonna know otherwise unless you are an example and you repeat it over and over again. And that's something that we've done with both of them. And that's why and they're naughty. There's no denying that. Every baby is naughty, every baby is going to try and test your limits, and we have our own ways of disciplining them. Like Sarah has timeouts, and you know, we're not gonna sit here and act as if our babies are 100% perfect. Franco drives us crazy, but he's a baby and he's learning, and sometimes we have to embrace the fact that they're babies and allow them to learn and make mistakes. And but the one thing that we need to do is respect them, and not scream and I mean, you can scream, but you know, find a way to apologize and say, no, that I really don't want you to do that. You know, because sometimes you can catch yourself off guard and start screaming without even realizing what you're doing, because maybe they're doing something dangerous. So just, you know, just respect them and give them a chance to do something. Like if you're in a store and you know the baby's holding something, you're like, give it to me, I need to, you know, you're trying to grab it from them to hand it to the cashier. One of the cashiers was like, no, she'll give it to me herself. And actually I put Sarah forward and she handed it to the cashier herself. This was when she was like 1.5 years old. So we need to find ways to respect them and to show them that we respect them, because that's a way of teaching them respect as well, you know, and letting them know that you have confidence in them. And I am not a believer in you only learn something at a certain age. I think that you know, everybody can be pushed, or everybody can be given the chance to blossom at any age. So yeah, I don't look at our babies and see, oh no, you can never do that. No, we try something, and if they're able, we try it a couple of times to give them a chance. If they're able to do it, well and good. If not, then that's fine. So Franco still breastfeeds. Actually, I tandem feed both my babies. The doctor said that it's actually fine. And tandem feeding, yes, they feed at the same time, one here, one there. And they know how to share. It's a way of teaching your babies how to share, and that this is my sibling and I need to, you know, share things with him or with her. Breast milk is liquid gold, so I will continue breastfeeding my babies. And you know, Sarah's starting school next year, and so, you know, she's gonna stop. We're weaning her off, but the doctors were like, till she's 3, she's fine. So they hardly get sick. I mean, he has had reactions, but because he has touched tomatoes, so allergies. So an allergic reaction, but that's something that he's allergic to, you know, skin-wise. So yeah, they don't have stomach aches, colds, you know, anything like that. I have not. I think Sarah, she's, you know, going to turn 4 next year. I can tell you that ever since she was born, she's only had a cold once, and it lasted like a day and a half. And she's not had a cold since. And so breast milk is very important, and so I will continue to give my babies that. He dances around like crazy, he runs around all day long, he's very energetic, and he also sings Moana. He loves Moana, he loves the trolls, he knows the songs, and he sings with rhythm, and other songs from the movie Sing as well with the animals, and he recognizes a bunch of songs. So that's another milestone right there. He still takes about 2 to 3 naps in a day. He sleeps overnight. I don't know if you've ever watched this, George, but we got sleepy babies, both of them. So when our daughter sleeps a lot, I'm not worried even if he naps into 7 or 8 o'clock at night, because in about when he wakes up at 7 or 7:30 p.m. He will just eat, play, and then bathe, and then it will be shower time, and then snack time, cleanup time, and then bedtime. And he sleeps so well overnight. So we're very grateful. And nowadays he wakes up at about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning. Sarah, up until the other day, was waking up at 1, 2, 3, and one time she shocked us and woke up at 4 in the afternoon. Sorry guys, battery went off, it was overheating. But anyway, I've realized that this camera does that a lot. I'm not happy about that because this camera was not cheap. But yeah, so Franco, like, he knows when I go on the phone, so he holds objects to his head, and he pretends to talk on the phone. There's this little dial noisy phone that they have. He does it and holds it to his... What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? I'm gonna tickle you. I'm gonna tickle you. He knows, like when I'm on the phone, he knows when I'm talking to Iggy, even though he hasn't heard him, but he's like, Dada! Overnight, he doesn't change his diaper. He only keeps one, like, because he's asleep. And so there are times when if I feel like his diaper is super full, I touch him. When he's sleeping, I change him at like 6 a.m. while he's still sleeping, and he doesn't wake up. He doesn't wake up until like 10, 11 o'clock. So I was blessed with sleepy babies, and I'm very thankful, but it's also part of routine. So when it's time to go to bed, he knows how to walk into his room, and once we're in there, he knows how to shut off the light, because there's a routine that we follow when we go to his room. We close the closets, we pull the curtain, we check the curtain and the window to make sure it's shut. So there's a process, and we do that every single night, and he knows what the process is. So we do that, and then he goes and switches off his light and lies down. When we say it's shower time, he knows how to go to the bathroom door and shower, starts to take off his clothes, shower, and he knows how to ask for the shows that he likes. Coco is his favorite show. He loves Coco, he loves Moana, he loves the Trolls, like I told you. I'll make sure to do another video about Sarah, because she's amazing too. So another thing that Franco does is that he's been doing this since he was 11 months. He walks to Sarah's table where they're coloring books and reading books. He can actually flip through books by himself. He can spend anywhere from half an hour to an hour 15 minutes by himself. Independent to playing, whether it's here in the living room and I'm working in the kitchen, or whether he's by himself in the bedroom. He can stay alone for that time. So long as he's doing something that he loves. He tries to pretend to also put down puzzles that Sarah is doing, and I'm sure he'll catch on really fast. And then also in terms of objects, he knows how to fit objects into spaces. If it's the build-up objects like the one from IKEA, so he knows about shapes and forms and things fitting into other things, and things being how to pile things on top of each other. What are you trying to show them? What are you trying to show them? You think mommy is going to tickle you? Huh? He's had teeth since he was 4 months old. He developed early. Yeah, and mommy suffered early too, because he was biting. Sarah only bit me like once or twice, but this one, any chance that you get, but yeah, so he's very loving though, and very caring. Oh, Franco. And he loves to hug and be held, and he loves cuddly time. He looks a lot like Iggy's brother. In fact, my mom says every time she looks at Franco, she just sees Iggy's eldest brother. So anyway, yeah, so guys, that's the update that I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed learning more about Franco and his abilities. And yeah, he eats by himself, he loves to snack. Oh, Franco eats anything and everything. It's just that he can't have tomatoes. That's something that we have to watch out for. He knows, he has his little mama and papa's feeding chair. He knows when it's time to eat, he goes and places himself there, and he puts the table that attaches to his seat on there, which is, I'm so happy about that, because he loves to eat. Which parent would be happy about that? So he's been doing pretty well. He knows how to pick up things when he drops things on the floor, and like now, can sit down on his, you guys have seen, if you haven't seen their mini chairs on Instagram, you should go to our Instagram and check that out. Make sure you follow us also on parentsofdragons.com, where we blog and we talk about different things, lifestyle, travel. And by the way, be sure to look out for our next, our upcoming video of how to travel by road from coast to coast across the United States. We went to California and back. That was exciting. It was exhilarating, especially with him being 6 months. I mean, it was crazy, and we were just so grateful to have had that amazing experience, which we hope we'll be able to do next year as well. So guys, make sure you follow us on Pinterest. All of that information is down below in the description box. You can find the links there, and also follow us on Instagram. Anyway, so I hope you guys are doing well. Look out for a couples tag with me and AB. We're also gonna talk about how we met and things like that, so make sure you check that out as well. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining us for this vlog. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that red subscribe button down there, and also hit the notification bell that follows it so that you can be notified every time that we upload a video. Say bye, bye-bye. Anyway guys, thank you so much. Bye.